Operational Support and Analysis, Module 2, Lesson 1, Introduction to Event Management. Welcome to Module 2, Lesson 1. In this module, we will start our studies of the OSA processes with the event management process. Event management monitors events throughout the IT infrastructure to check for normal operation and identify any exceptions. In this lesson, we'll introduce the process by studying the purpose, objective, scope, and value of event management. Let's start this lesson with a definition. What do we mean when we say an event? ITIL defines an event as any detectable or discernible occurrence that has significance for the management of the IT infrastructure or the delivery of IT service, and the evaluation of the impact a deviation might cause to the service. Events are often automated notifications. These automated notifications can be created by a service, a configuration item, or a monitoring tool. To be effective and efficient, event management relies on good monitoring tools. Without good monitoring tools, the process can be very labor-intensive. Monitoring tools will detect any deviation from normal or expected operation. These tools need to be designed in as part of the service design stage of the lifecycle. Monitoring and control systems and tools are typically split into two main types. Active monitoring tools. These tools continually poll configuration items about their status and availability. Exceptions will create an alert that needs to be communicated to the relevant team or tool for action. You may hear of brands such as Nagios, which is an open-source system. Nagios offers monitoring and alerting for servers, switches, applications, and services. Other manufacturers include Cacti, which is an open-source web-based network monitoring and graphing tool designed as a front- and back-end application for the open-source industry-standard data logging tool RDD tool. And passive monitoring tools. These tools will detect and correlate operational alerts or communications that configuration items generate. A well-known example of this type of tool is SolarWinds Orion Network Performance Monitor that helps you to detect, diagnose, and resolve network outages and performance issues. It offers network-centric views that are designed to deliver the critical information you need. A common protocol is SNMP, which uses one or more administrative computers, called managers, to monitor or manage a group of hosts or devices on a computer network. The purpose of event management is to manage events throughout their life cycle. This includes detecting events, making sense of them, and determining the correct control action. The process forms the basis for operational monitoring and control. The information generated can be used for automating routine operational management activities, for example, executing scripts on remote devices, submitting jobs for processing, or load balancing. Event management can communicate operational information as well as warnings and exceptions. Routine operations management activities can be automated using event management systems and tools, such as load balancing across multiple servers or running a script. The objectives of the event management process include the areas you can see here. The process will detect all changes of state that have significance for the management of a CI or IT service, and determine the appropriate control action for events, and ensure these are communicated to the appropriate functions. There are some further triggers we need to consider for this process. Event management is one of the potential triggers for many of the service operation processes, for example, incident and problem management. If an event is classed as an exception, the service might actually be unavailable. Incident and problem management may need to take action based on information received from event management. Event management also provides the means and data to compare actual operating performance and behavior against design standards and SLAs that have been agreed as part of the service design. It can also provide a basis for service assurance and reporting, and service improvement. This is covered in detail in the Continual Service Improvement Core volume. We need to study the scope of the event management process. This sets the boundaries which the process operates in. The actual scope of event management covers any configuration item or aspect of service management that needs to be controlled and can be automated. We're going to look at some of the areas included within the scope of event management on the next screen. You can see some of the areas that fall within the scope of event management here. They include environmental conditions, for example, air conditioning or fire detection. Software license monitoring, for usage and against number of licenses procured. Security, such as intrusion alerts. And normal activity, to check services are performing as required. Configuration items also fall within the scope of event management. Some CIs are included because they need to stay in a constant state. A server might, for example, be pinged regularly to check it's still operating. Other CIs are included because their status needs to be changed. For example, event management may be used to automate file server updates and any changes to related information in the configuration management system. One concept that's worth reviewing at this point is the difference between event management and monitoring. These two areas are very closely related, but slightly different in nature. Event management is focused on generating and detecting meaningful notifications about the status of the IT infrastructure and services. Monitoring is also required to detect and track these notifications, but in practice, monitoring is much broader than event management. For example, monitoring tools will check the status of a device to ensure that it is operating within acceptable limits, even if that device is not generating events. Put simply, event management works with occurrences that are specifically generated to be monitored. Monitoring tracks these occurrences, but will also check for conditions that do not generate events. The next area we're going to study in this lesson is the value that the event management process generates for an organization. All processes must be able to show they add value. If not, they are unlikely to attract the funding and resources necessary to carry out their activities. Event management is generally considered to deliver an indirect value to the business, but it must still be demonstrated to add value. You can see some examples of the value that event management delivers here. The process allows for early detection of incidents, minimizing or even preventing service outages. In conjunction with other service management processes, availability or capacity management, for example, event management can provide early warning of issues, allowing for more efficient management of the processes. Automated activity can be monitored by exception, removing the need for costly real-time monitoring. Operations activities can be automated, again, saving money and resources. And event management can support other processes, such as capacity and availability management, making them aware of any changes that might trigger process activities. Can you think of any other areas of value that you would want to see in your organization? Time for an exercise. This exercise will test your understanding of the value of event management. Plan to spend 20 minutes on this exercise, and don't forget you'll find the suggested solution in the study guide for this module. Ceylon Ordnance does not have an effective event management process. You work in the IT department and have been asked by your manager to look at the benefits of introducing a more formal approach to event management. List the significant benefits event management will bring to Ceylon Ordnance. Try and think of at least 5. They could be benefits for IT or benefits for the business.